masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Hello there, hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are well. Welcome back to another setup video. We're at Qatar. So we've got three, including this one, we've got three setups left to make. Let me know if you guys want to see the wet setups or inters and wets. But let's get on with this. So I've gone with 50 on the front wing and 45 on the rear. Why high downforce? Simply because there is one straight, it's not that long, and the rest are corners. And in order to go fast around a circuit that is full of corners, you need a high downforce setup. You need a Monaco/Hungary Zandvoort hybrid, and this is what I've gone with. You have to be careful though of overheating the tires. If you overheat the tires around here, you are in trouble because it's really difficult to get them cold again. So I've gone with 50 on the front wing and 45 on the rear. On the transmission end, I've gone with 65 on, I've gone with 40% off and 100% engine braking. The reason why I've gone with 100% engine braking again is simply because you want as much battery recharge as physically possible. Like I said, there is only one heavy braking zone around Qatar, and that is turn 1. And to be honest, it's not that heavy. Not even the hairpin at the end of sector 1 is a heavy braking zone, not if you get it right. So you need as much engine braking as possible. Again, you need as much maximum recharge, and it helps because Qatar is one of those circuits, especially in 23. Engine braking was pretty much engine braking wasn't available, but battery recharge was pretty much non-existent, hence the reason why there wasn't very many braking zones. On the suspension geometry then, we've gone with left. That becomes as no surprise. On the suspension, again I've gone with stiff front and loose rear really, when you look at it. So I've gone with 41 on the front suspension, I've gone with 6 on the rear. If you believe it, you need more on the rear suspension, take it up. If you need less, take it down. Remember guys, I keep saying, and I will keep saying, I sound like a broken record, that in order to make this setup your own, you need to change certain aspects of it to suit your driving style. If you make a mistake or you feel that you made the car worse, no dramas. Just change back to the original and then go the opposite way. It's going to sound strange, but when you get to a certain point, there is a multiple of different combinations that you can have. But when you get past a certain point, all cars are pretty much set up the same, because it is what it is. There's only so many things or so many factors that you can change in F1 24. And trust me when I say this, it gets to a certain point and all cars are set up the same. For example, suspension geometry, left. If you keep that in mind, you can't go wrong. Stiff front suspension, stiff roll bars, you can't go wrong. As long as you keep the front ride out lower than the rear ride out, you can't go wrong. So then you only are left with changing the rear suspension, the rear anti-roll bar. Brakes are pretty much exactly the same. And for those who don't use ABS on, for those of you use ABS on, the brakes don't change. Tire pressures, PSI in the tires, trust me, once you get to a certain point, all setups are the same. So it is what it is. Onto the front anti-roll bar, again, like I said, I've gone with the stiffest or the firmest maximum I can go. Onto the rear anti-roll bar, I've gone with 16. This seems to work really well with this setup, but again, if you need more, take it to the max. Take it down if you need less, but again, for the sake of this setup, I find 21/16 is about the sweet spot for me, but again, it might not be for you, so change it. On the front ride out, gone with 22 on the front, and I've gone with 58 on the rear, simply because there aren't any curbs apart from the right-hander out of that funny type of corner. I don't even know the number. I think it might be, yeah, it's in sector 2. It's You have to brake later than the actual apex because it's kind of like a horseshoe, a double apex corner, which then leads into a long right-hander again. But yeah, so you got to ride those curbs a little bit, but that's the only one. You don't want to bottom out on it, hence the reason why I've gone with 58 on the rear. But if you feel you are bottoming out, take it up a little bit. If you feel that you're bleeding too much speed, be mindful that you are running a high downforce setup. Take this down. But for the sake of this setup, 2258 works really, really well. But don't be afraid to change it. Onto the brakes again. With this iteration of the handling patch, whereas the last, obviously day one release, I found that it was 100% 54. Now I'm feeling it's 98 56. But again, it's me. So you make sure you change your setup. But when tire wear does become high, around about 20%, make sure you flick this back one, simply because less rubber on the tires, it makes you more prone to lock up, especially locking those rears. If you lock the rears and can't catch it, you're being spun around. That's pretty much race over unless there's a safety car or a red flag. But those are hard to come by. So just remember that. Onto the tyres and shock. It's the same. 29 on the front, 26 on the rear. I am hopeful that they will change the tyres, the way the tyres behave in the next handling patch, but I wouldn't hold my breath. So for right now, it is 29 on the front, 26 on the rears, and this has been Qatar. As I said at the start of the video, let me know if you want to see the wet setups or inter setups. I will do side by side. I will do one for inters and one for wets. But yeah, do that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. Be really appreciate it if you do that. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.